Welcome. Today on BikeBeat we're diving into Yamaha's 2026 YZ85, a machine that's built to deliver serious motocross performance in a compact and approachable package for younger riders who want to race or step up their skills. At first glance, this bike looks every bit like a full-sized motocrosser. Sharp body lines, aggressive Team Yamaha blue graphics, slim shrouds and a narrow profile all give it that professional race-ready feel. But what really matters here isn't just the styling, it's what Yamaha has engineered into this bike to make it one of the most capable 85 cubic centimeters two-strokes on the market. The YZ85 has always had a strong reputation among junior riders, and the 2026 version refines that formula with a powerful engine, advanced suspension, rider-friendly ergonomics, and a price tag that makes it accessible to serious racers. At the heart of the YZ85 is its 85 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled, two-stroke engine with reed valve induction. Yamaha equips this motor with their YPVS, the Yamaha Power Valve System, which is essentially a variable exhaust port mechanism that broadens the power band. On a typical small displacement two-stroke, you often have a narrow zone where the engine really wakes up, which means constant clutch work and gear changes to stay in that sweet spot. With YPVS, you still get that explosive top-end rush that two-strokes are famous for, but now you also have stronger pull at low and mid-range RPMs. This means you can come out of slower corners with more drive and less bogging, and you don't need to feather the clutch quite as much. The carburetor is a Hitachi Astemo Keihin PWK28, tuned for sharp throttle response. Pair that with a 6-speed gearbox and a smooth multi-plate wet clutch, and you've got a setup that rewards both beginners learning to control the power and experienced youth racers who want to wring out every ounce of speed. Yamaha doesn't post official horsepower figures, but in practice you can expect around 23 to 25 horsepower at peak, which in a bike that weighs just over 160 pounds wet, translates to an impressive power-to-weight ratio. The chassis and suspension setup are where the YZ85 separates itself from being just another small bike. Yamaha designed this machine with the same philosophy they apply to their larger motocross lineup. You get an aluminum swing arm, a removable aluminum rear subframe, and a steel frame that balances rigidity with controlled flex. The weight-saving details are there not just to keep the bike light, but to make it easier to service, repair, and tune for racing. The suspension is handled by KYB, one of the most respected names in motocross. Up front is a 36mm KYB inverted cartridge fork with full adjustability for compression and rebound damping. The travel is nearly 10.8 inches, which is generous for the class. In the rear, a fully adjustable KYB shock works through a progressive linkage system, with about 11.1 inches of travel. Stopping power is equally important, and Yamaha has fitted wave-style discs, a large 220mm disc at the front and a 190mm disc at the rear. Together, the brakes give riders confidence to push hard into corners without worrying about fade or lack of stopping performance. Tires are competition-ready Dunlop Geomax MX3SF up front and MX3S at the rear, sized at 70/100-17 for the front and 90/100-14 for the back in the standard version. The YZ85 also comes in a large wheel version, the YZ85LW, which runs bigger wheels to raise the seat height and give taller riders more room to grow. Speaking of ergonomics, Yamaha puts serious thought into rider comfort and control. The bodywork is slim and designed to allow smooth weight transfer whether you're standing over the bars, sliding into corners, or launching off jumps. The seat is flat and the fuel tank is narrow, which together make it easy for smaller riders to grip the bike and shift their weight. The handlebars are adjustable in 4 different positions, letting riders change bar height and reach as they grow. For a bike that will often serve as a stepping stone between 65 cubic centimeters mini bikes and full 125 cubic centimeters machines, these ergonomic touches make a big difference. Seat height on the base model is around 33.1 inches, which will fit most junior riders but might still feel tall for the smallest or youngest. Ground clearance is around 12.6 inches, and wheelbase is about 49.4 inches, dimensions that balance agility with stability. On track, the 2026 YZ85 delivers an engaging ride. The two-stroke engine snaps to life with a crisp exhaust note, and thanks to the YPVS, you don't get that harsh transition between low and high RPM power that can intimidate newer riders. Acceleration is strong, and once you're in the upper rev range, the bike really screams, giving that addictive rush of speed two-stroke fans love. Because it's light, the bike flicks side to side easily, making it quick through tight turns or switchbacks. The suspension keeps it composed through whoops and stable on jump landings, with enough adjustability to stiffen it up for aggressive riders or soften it for lighter, newer riders. Braking is predictable, with a firm lever feel and enough bite to scrub speed quickly without locking up unless you really overcommit. All of these traits combine to make the YZ85 a confidence-building bike for riders moving up the ladder, while still being competitive enough for serious racing. Design-wise, Yamaha sticks to its proven race aesthetic. The 2026 YZ85 wears its Team Yamaha blue plastics proudly, with bold graphics that mirror their factory race machines. The bodywork is functional as much as stylish, with radiator shrouds designed for airflow and cooling, and side panels shaped for rider mobility. Build quality is high, with durable plastics, strong welds, and components that feel up to the task of racing abuse. Yamaha's decision to use a removable aluminum subframe isn't just for weight savings but also for practical reasons. Crashes happen, and replacing or repairing a subframe is easier and cheaper this way. Price is always a major factor, and Yamaha lists the 2026 YZ85 at an MSRP of $5,099 in the US. The large wheel version comes in slightly higher. Dealers may add markups, and regional pricing will vary depending on taxes, shipping, and availability. Compared to rivals like KTM's 85SX, Husqvarna's TC85, and Kawasaki's KX85, Yamaha's pricing is competitive, often undercutting the European bikes while offering very similar performance. The key advantage Yamaha brings is value. Excellent stock suspension, reliable engine design, and the YPVS system, all at a price that doesn't immediately require heavy investment into aftermarket parts. Where the YZ85 really shines is in its unique selling points. That YPVS system is a standout. It broadens the power delivery and makes the bike more rideable across different skill levels. The suspension is another, with true big bike levels of adjustability that let the bike evolve with the rider. The build quality and component choices, like the aluminum swing arm, removable subframe, and wave-style brake discs, give the bike a premium feel. Ergonomic touches like the adjustable handlebar position show Yamaha understands that this bike will serve a wide age and size range of riders. And finally, Yamaha's dealer network, aftermarket support, and brand reputation make ownership less intimidating than with some niche brands. That's not to say the bike is flawless. Being a two-stroke, it does demand more frequent maintenance than a four-stroke alternative. Top ends need rebuilding periodically, fuel needs oil pre-mixed, and the sound and emissions can be limiting in some areas. The seat height, even in the standard version, might feel tall for smaller kids transitioning from a 65. And the tiny fuel tank rules out longer trail rides. This bike is built for racing or short sessions, not all-day adventures. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2026 Yamaha YZ85. It's fast, it's light, it's aggressive, and it's built for riders who want to push their limits. If you enjoyed this review, hit like, subscribe to BikeBeat, and let us know in the comments if you want us to put the YZ85 head-to-head against its rivals in a future video. Until next time, ride safe, ride hard, and keep the throttle wide open.